If you're going down the stream in a canoe and all four wheels fall off, how many pancakes does it take to cover a doghouse? Let's get straight into that. Alrighty, here we are, my fellow awesome people, the fourth story. This one is extremely difficult. I want you all to understand that in no way am I a cruel person. However, this situation brought out the devil inside of me. I'm a protector, to the fullest. I always have been. In school, I was always one of the biggest, most popular dudes in my class. But I hung out with the nerds, the goths, the gamers, whoever. I have some bully continued fucking with one of my friends after I nicely asked them to stop. Well, let's just say a week-long involuntary sabbatical from the school was going to follow. I detest bullies, almost as much as races. And I really, really hate racism. Well, anyway, here's the story I've been dreading to write. Unfortunately, it's not paranormal, but trust me when I tell you, it's terrifying. We all sang out loud as our 3-vehicle patrol rolled out the base gates, with me holding a megaphone to the janky-ass speaker, and we had let everyone know what the fuck is up and what crew is headed out. Hey Sarge, can we please hear some trio next? Or what's that song you showed me the other day? Lip Gloss and Black. Private Jenkins, a gorgeous green-eyed, half-black, half-white girl from Miami, Florida, said. Jenkins, I could never say no to you, even if it wasn't my favorite band. Done deal, baby sister. The trio is on deck. Thank you, Sergeant Broc Sledge, you gorgeous man, carcass you. I swear a compliment from that woman would flatter Chris fucking Hemsworth. Literally, she's hotter than Beyonce. 5'10", 140 pounds, perfect butt, long legs, gorgeous smile. Let me just say, and true to the game ass kicker. The woman was a real red black belt in Taekwondo. I had one of the most powerful roundhouse kicks I've ever felt when holding a bag for a man or woman. And I was starting to let her in. She made it very clear she couldn't care less about the fact that I had a girlfriend. Everyone in our platoon joked about how thick the sexual tension was between us, and she went out of her way to make it thicker. I'd hit the rack at night, and the intoxicating scent of her hair treatment and perfume would invade my nose, because she just loved swapping pillowcases without me knowing. She was also in love with the cologne I wore at the time, so we were sleeping with each other's scent in our noses constantly, as well as both of us knowing exactly what the other was working with, and the mutual impression said knowledge left on each other was definitely palpable. Anyway, we were on patrol, blasting our favorite tunes, chain smoking, talking shit, and all I could think about was the things I would do to Jenkins if I was single. And that's when an absolutely adorable little girl, about 9 or 10 years old, came waving and trotting up to the lead vehicle. And we always gave the local kids candy and earbuds and all sorts of shit. So it was like the ice cream man for them when a squad of Marines was rolling through. And one of my guys in the lead vehicle leans out the window with a Snickers bar to give her when the unthinkable happened. If you have a delicate sensibility, please skip forward because this is extremely rough to hear. His body parts, viscera, blood, bone, and everything else contained inside a human skin rained down upon our vehicle. I made a realization that will haunt me for the rest of my life. And, as I write this, it's causing tears to fall down my cheeks like goddamn Niagara Falls. That little girl, that adorable, smiling little girl, was the culprit. No! Oh my God, no! Is all I remember screaming as I jumped out of the vehicle. I had to be wrong. I had to find her. That little girl, I had to save her. Make sure she was okay. I had to. And as I came upon the scene, my heart stopped. Now, I cannot describe to you the utter horror I felt. The just indescribable fucking dread. I fell to my knees and started crying like I never have in my life. I didn't know her. Didn't know her name, but I knew she was an innocent, beautiful, sweet little girl who was just so savagely and horribly taken from this world. In that moment, I wanted to die, knowing it was possible for such a pure little creature to meet her end in that manner. The lead vehicle had no survivors. The soldiers in the second vehicle's front seats had minor injuries. The back seat occupants were unharmed, and in my vehicle, we were all unharmed. Oh, Broc, Sarge, come on, Sarge, we gotta get out of here. Harper called it in. Come on, honey, let's go. Jenkins had knelt down beside me and pulled my head into her chest, letting me soak over my tears. It hit me so hard. I've never felt anything like that before. I looked up at her, and she had the most terrified look on her face. I learned later it was because when I looked up, the sadness had left me. I was evil livid. Absolutely white-hot, nuclear rage flowed through my veins. No, you have to be mistaken, my friend. No little girl's father would strap an IED to her chest. No way. I said to one of the 5 local friendlies I had probing for intel on the occurrence. I am sorry to say, good sergeant, it's the truth. I know how this affects you, my friend. I can see it in your eyes. This is what my people have to endure. These monsters, they make us all look like this. You must all think every man in redacted has the ability to do this. I cut him off with my eye contact blurred by my tears and a hand on his shoulder. No, absolutely fucking not. The man who did this has nothing in common with the good people I've met in your country. He doesn't belong on the face of this planet, and even if it puts me in Leavensworth for the rest of my life, I swear to God, I'm going to eradicate him from existence with the most extreme and cruel prejudice I could possibly conjure. You have my word, my friend. He is a dead man walking. Study his habits, his routines, and report back to me in 48 hours. You have my word, my friend. I will take care of this. You are a great man, Sergeant Broc Sledge. A great man, and I am honored to be your friend. Kim said with both his hands on my shoulders, which is a show of great respect in the country. I'm not a great man, Kim. I'm a killer. That's exactly what the situation needs. A cold-blooded killer. Kim's eyes went wide as I must have looked like a complete psychopath. This was 3 days after the incident, and I still hadn't slept. I spent every second of every day trying to get to the bottom of the tragedy and who was responsible. Now it looked like it might have been what I needed for retribution, what little another killing could bring. But this was the killing of a demon, an evil, heartless piece of shit. He was about to meet the devil himself, and a man with more hatred and rage than the devil has ever possessed was going to send him there. So that's it? Seriously? He goes to the cafe, pulls a book, sits down and fucking reads all goddamn day? Fuck me, this cocksucker is absolutely despicable. Repulsive. Can you run a distraction for me? Do something to draw witnesses away from the scene for 3 or 4 minutes. I asked. I think I can manage that, Sergeant. I must inform you how different this place is from America. You must not get discovered. You must not. I understand you want to obliterate this man, but you cannot make a bloody mess inside that place. You must not carve him up. The more violent the kill, the worse it will be for anyone who the authorities deem suspect, which will be everyone present or working at that cafe that day. Please understand this, my friend. Kim said, concerned. Look, man, I don't have any plans on decapitating or stabbing a guy. Trust me when I tell you, you have nothing to worry about. By the way, did you find out her name? The little girl? I asked. Gulpari. Gulpari was her name. She was one of the... And I had to cut him off. Kim, please, brother, please. I knew exactly what kind of little girl she was the second I saw her smile. Please don't give me details about how perfectly pure of a soul she was. I already have a hole in my heart so huge, it feels like there's no heart left. And all I know about her are manifestations I've conjured up in my head. Hearing how sweet she really was will send me over the edge of sanity. If you want this to be clean, that cannot happen. I apologize for interrupting you, my friend, but I cannot hear those things or this is liable to get much, much worse. Kim nodded and said, I understand, my friend. Is there anything else you need from me? As a matter of fact, yes, there is. I need a black kameez, black partuk, black patu, and a black turban that will allow me to cover my face. Can you make that happen, my friend? I asked. Of course I can. When do you need the outfit? Kim asked. As soon as possible, I said, handing him what's comparable to $200. No, This is too much, Broc. Way too much. Kim said, trying to hand the money back. I just put my hands up and told him it's his now. I have nothing to do with it, and the money belongs to him. He wrapped me up in a hug, thanking me profusely, which I returned with a couple of smacks on the back. I'll meet you here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a good evening, my friend. Kim said, turned and then strode off to presumably acquire the outfit I was hoping would blend in better than my black Levi's, Vans and black hardcore metal band t-shirts I wore on days off. I then devised my plan of attack. And the next morning I met Kim. He had a whole get-up for me, all brand new, and he helped me get everything on and wrap my head and face up with a turban. You still look like a white man, Sergeant, Kim told me. Don't worry, I already have something in place for that. My friend, I can't thank you enough for all you've done. Now I gotta go. I have a meeting with a beautiful woman who's going to put makeup on my face. Private First Class Jenkins? Yes, I've heard tell about you and her. Kim said with a shit-eating grin on his face. How in the actual fuck did you hear about that? I asked, extremely confused. Your partner, Harper, is it? He's very fond of you, but has a very, big mouth. She's very beautiful, no? Why don't you marry her, my friend? Make many babies and grow fat and old together. Kim said, still holding a shit-eating grin. Kim, shut the fuck up, I said with a smile. And we thug-hugged, and Kim absolutely loved the hip-hop scene. Never has this been my thing, but he heard thug-hug and took up giving them out to anyone and everyone who couldn't shoot him for getting too close. He's a good man. I met up with Jenkins then. She was the only other person that I knew was kitted up like a local. She darkened my face up, my eyebrows and whatnot to an extent I didn't even recognize myself when I looked in the mirror. Fucking game time. As I made my way to the cafe, oversized glorified zip tie in my pocket, I began to think about the past 16 months. From the crazy shit in the desert, to the crazy shit in the jungle, to the crazy shit at home. And that was a whole shit ton of weird experiences for one man to endure. It's almost as crazy as the situations themselves. Now, here I am, doing whatever this is. Is this right? Am I really doing this? At that moment, I rounded a corner that opened into a square with a cafe in the centre back wall. I almost stopped, but that would have been really stupid. I slowly made my way to the cafe and looked left. The instant I saw him, I knew exactly who it was. I had never seen anything but a shitty cell phone picture of this man, yet I knew immediately I had the right guy. In that instant, every single feeling of apprehension left me. Then, an absolutely insane rage devoured every sense of doubt I carried. Dead man walking is all I thought, as I slipped into the cafe to the back wall of books. And sure enough, he makes his order and starts scanning the shelves. The man working at the cafe came and handed him his order, and I walked outside to bus a few tables. I went immediately into kill mode. I walked over fast, looking him directly in the eye. His eyes got bigger and bigger as I advanced on him. And when I got to him, I grabbed him by his face and picked him off the ground, and then slammed him on the stone floor as hard as I could without knocking him out. I wanted him to feel what came next. I went into my pocket that held a large zip tie. I put it over his head, ripped it tight as fuck, and then whispered into his ear, "Go party," as I looked him in the eyes once more before I took off. All the hate left my soul. The look on his face told me he knew exactly why he was dying right now. The zip tie was so tight that 5 seconds on his neck, he had a purple ring all the way around. Fuck him. I turned and left. And I felt bliss. It was like she was telling me thank you. And I had broken the bond to our world which would have let her pass into paradise. Her life might have been hell, but she still smiled. And so, that's it. I can't go any further. I'm sorry. I've said way too much and writing this has taken me way too long. I'm sorry if it's short, but it's not exactly what you're signed up for. But I had to tell you all the story. This was something that had to be said. I'm not a great man, a hero, But that day, I was a murderer, and I'm ashamed of myself. But I'll carry that title for the rest of my life if it means that one little girl can rest in peace. Fuck all the rest. Sledge out. Regards, Sergeant Broc Sledge. Wow. Certainly another one. Wow. Intense and absolutely heartbreaking story there from our good friend, Sergeant Broc Sledge. I've heard some extremely difficult stories of the IEDs that have been used over there during this long war now. Seems to be that a favourite target is children, used as a transport and detonation method. Really makes you question how such evil can exist in this world. It deserves nothing but a gunshot to the face. Well, guys and girls as ever, you know the drill. Please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. Why, it really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid Crew. Now if you think you can pen the next big hit or just want to have a crack at things, then please do get in touch with me at the contact email, which is as on screen. contactthedeadone@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you. As ever, guys and girls, I hope you're all well and happy, family and friends alike, and you're trying to keep fit and focused. But above all, remember, be safe, not sorry. I can't read this one around you though, kid, because it's pretty gory and lots of F-O-F-O-F-Os. Get this done.
First. What? Do you want to get anything from the fridge or the freezer first? Nothing. No?
I would choose some clothes for going to the beach.
To the beach. I'm not going to the bedroom.
Born to be wild.
I'm naturally wild.
Eh? I'm actually wild. Born to be wild. Hey Sarge, can we play hit? Everyone in our platoon joked about how thick the sexual tension was between us, and she went out of her way to make it thicker. Thick! In that moment, I wanted to die, knowing it was possible for such pure evil. Fuck you! In that moment, I wanted to die, knowing it was possible for such a pure little creature to meet her end in that manner. Bunga. Dwarf.